All right, today I'm going to be talking just initially about some of the reasons why people drink alcohol. Um, I think it's important once you've stopped drinking alcohol to sort of think about them, or even before you've stopped drinking, to sort of think about why you were drinking in the first place, because it gives you a bit of an idea about what to do afterwards, or what roads to follow, or what kind of things that you need to look into. So one of the biggest reasons that people drink is just because it's on a continuum in your life. It's on a continuum, so you've done it before. You've got some fun out of it before. You've been doing it for a long time. Other people have done it, and I think this all sort of shapes what you value in the present, and what you think your expectations are going to be in the future. Another part of this is that alcohol is so normalized in our society. It's what society considers normal. If nobody around you drinks alcohol, then would you drink it? Most people wouldn't. So it's one of those things that is expected at special occasions. Pouring a glass of poison into your body to celebrate something special, while saying to people, to your health. It's a bit mad, isn't it? There's reminders everywhere. So, it's one of those things that when you've got constant reminders, advertisements, billboards, it's on TV, it's everywhere you look, there's alcohol. And the advertising creates this kind of an unrealistic wishful thinking in people's minds. Everyone's happy. You never show people puking in the street or anything like that. So pubs are filled with triggers. Supermarkets are becoming drug merchants. I mean, you can't go anywhere here in Spain without seeing alcohol. You go into a local, even the local, what do they call them? The side, where they're selling, burgers on the side of the streets, or for here it would be gofres or things like that, and you can see rows of alcohol behind them. So it's hard to get away from it. Another thing is that it's widely acceptable. It's easy to get a hold of. And we do it for fun. People do it for fun. And I think we've been brainwashed into believing that we're not having fun if we're not drinking. And I think it results in making us into weaker people who can't feel relaxed unless they're not drugged up, So one of the biggest reasons why I drank was for stress, or what I perceived as stress. So much to say, drinking was for me a way of masking anxiety, or trying to get rid of all my anxiety. So that's some of the things. How we deal with these things with alcohol is, as I said, it's going to be an important part of how you process this, and how you're staying off alcohol. Because if you don't either look at these things with fresh eyes once you've stopped, and push it into the past, then it's one of those things that's going to keep nagging at you and keep pushing you back into your old life. So, just because you've done something, or everyone else around you has done it, it doesn't mean to say that you have to do it. So that's the first thing. When you talk about alcohol being normalized, I mean, normalized for who? Again, it doesn't have to be that way. Reminders, when you look at reminders, they're only reminding you if you focus on them. If you're away from alcohol, then it doesn't matter how many reminders there are in life. It's not going to have an effect on you. So the same thing with accessibility. Accessibility follows desire. So if you don't desire something, it doesn't matter how accessible it is, or what price it's given to you. If you don't want something, they can't give it away for free. So it all comes down to supply and demand, and that supply and demand is sort of a mental thing that you have to get into your head. Understand what and where and with whom. The real fun lies when you're looking at the fun part of this, or the real meaning. I don't know if you saw the little video I did earlier on, and I was talking about Viktor Frankl, and he was talking about when a person can't find a deep sense of meaning within themselves, that they distract themselves with pleasure. And as far as stress is concerned, you'll have much less stress when you stop drinking alcohol, and you'll understand that not all anxiety is bad for you. So that's my thing for today. Hey, Glennis, how you doing? Good to see you. Nice couple of dogs they have. Good to see you back. How are you doing? Relapses. What aspect of relapses do you want me to cover, Glennis? Greetings, Ivan. How you doing? From Croatia. Nice part of the world. Chronic relapses after 30-day treatment. Yeah, a lot of this, comes down to, as I said, if you're, for me, I had to get myself into a position where I hated alcohol. I didn't want anything to do with it anymore, There's throughout our lives, there's so much brainwashing that goes on. Not deliberate brainwashing. I mean, nobody's taking you down into a cellar, tying you up and filling your head full of this stuff. But it's just, like I said, alcohol is so normalized within society. It was normalized within families. When I was growing up, it was, there wasn't a lot of alcohol around, but it was there, and it was just considered to be, a part of the special occasions. I mean, Christmas, especially in our house. So by the time I got to 18, you just don't think about things from that perspective anymore. It's not it's not something that you think about from a logical point of view when you're still a kid at 18. So yeah, it's difficult to think about that kind of stuff. So 6 months without and started again. Yeah, it's for me that it's getting onto that journey and figuring out. I think that 6 months that you've done, Glennis, it's great to use that as experience for moving forwards. If you're going back to the alcohol, it depends what you're doing. I mean, you'll have to jump onto one of the calls. Are you still part of the group? I'm not sure if you are, but we're doing the 15-minute calls now. If you want to jump onto one of those with me, that would be ideal. Austin Cagle, how you doing? Drank too much and slept in my car last night. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I was much happier not drinking, but just one day recently I thought one drink, and before I knew it, more often and more. Yeah, it's that same old thing. You have to get back onto the wagon again. Don't look at it like, there's two ways of looking at this journey. It's counting the days since you last had your last drink. That's one way of counting the days, and then the next way is to look at the journey that you've had since you began. Since you started thinking about, well, alcohol is not good for me. So if you look at it the second way, then all your experience is going to matter in this. All your experience. Think about not having alcohol in your body for 6 months. I mean, that's a huge thing. So, hey Tommy, how you doing? Yeah, cool. I mean, get in contact with Esther Glynn, and we can do a chat. Hey Daria, I'm a clinical social worker, certified addictions counselor, and recommended your work. Just wanted to say hello and thank you for sharing your experience. I really appreciate that. Thanks, Daria. Yeah, cool. I mean, like I said, I mean we've had a good path, Glynis. We've had a lot of different chats and stuff like that. So it's and I know you're finding it tougher than a lot of people do, but that's just the way of it with some people. It's you're I mean, I'm not going to say too much here, but I think your outside circumstances as well can have led you into not seeing this from, not being able to change your mindset. I think that's one of the biggest things. I think if you can gradually change your mindset as you're moving forwards towards that, that you're not getting anything at all beneficial from alcohol, then that's really going to help you in the long run, definitely. So yeah, but get in contact with Esther, and we'll set up a call for you. I think that's it for today. It's been really a good one. I mean, we're going to do these every couple of days. So I think Monday is going to be the next one. So if anyone's around and if you've got any questions, I don't know what the topic's going to be on Monday, but let me know if you have any questions. All right, take care of yourself, and I'll speak to you soon. All right, take care. Onwards and upwards. Bye now.